we have a graph and they're asking us to express the function as a piecewise function. I have two different rules. So one is to the left of 2. So what is my domain? X less than 2. To the left. Look at the symbol, it's pointing to the left. Now, no equal is just less than because I have an open circle. So this is the domain for the first part of my graph. This function is a constant. Doesn't matter what x is, always y is 4. So this is 4. Doesn't matter what is x. So for x less than 2 to the left of 2, y is 4. This is the first rule. Remember, I have a curly bracket and the rules with domains inside. And now I can separate my rule with a domain with a comma. You are going to see that also they use the word for or they use if. I will use commas. Now I finish with this one. I go to the second graph. So this is a line. What is the equation of a line? Y equal mx plus b. Let me make my graph a little bigger. Now, I need the slope. So I just need 2 points on my line, and then I can count boxes if possible. If I cannot count boxes, I need to use the formula. So 1 down, 1 right. My slope is -1. So right now I know that y is equal -x plus b. How do I find b? We review this. I choose a point on the line and that I know the coordinates. Okay, I like this point. This point is 8 for x, 0 for y. And I label. So the y is 0 equal negative x is 8. And then I solve for b. I add 8 to both sides. And I found that b is equal 8. Now let me minimize. And now I have my second rule. Is negative x, plus 8, comma. For what domain? What is the domain that I have? Let's erase. I am going to the right of +5. I am going to the right. Those are numbers that are greater than 5. Now, both of these rules don't have an equal because if you notice, I have open circles at the boundaries or restrictions. So this is my answer. Let's do it properly. Let's give it a name. So let's call this function f of x equal, you open curly brackets, the rule, comma, the domain. The rule, comma, the domain. And this is the rule for this graph. Let's do one more example. Okay, now I have this graph and I need to write the rule. I have one segment, I have a dot or point, and I have another segment. So I have 3 rules for my function. Let's call my function g of x equal curly brackets. The first segment, A, what is my slope? Is positive. I am going uphill. Remember, when you go up from left to right, it's positive. Now, I need 2 points on this segment. Okay, I like this point. Other point in the corner, this one. I do my right triangle and count the boxes. When I count the boxes, 1, 2, 3, 4 over 1. So this slope is 4 over 1. So I have 4x. So I have y equal 4x plus b. I need to find b. I am going to use a point on this segment. Let's work with point -4, -9. And I write that point. -4, -9 and label x and y. Substitute -9 equal 4 times -4 plus b. -9 equal -16 plus b. I add 16. B is 7. So the equation for this portion is 4x plus 7. And what is the domain? The domain, let's look at the restriction. This segment is going to the left of -3. So this is my restriction. X goes to the left of -3. All the numbers that are less than -3 are graphed here. Now, what is the middle portion? Just a point. So when x is equal -3, y is -1. Almost done. Now I am going to do the last portion of my graph, segment C. Remember, y equal mx plus b. And I see that I have b. I don't need to solve an equation. B is the y-intercept. So this is -9. I need to find the slope. So I need 2 points on the line and on the grid that I know the coordinates. I can use these 2 points, do my right triangle, 1/1, and I'm going downhill. When I'm going downhill from left to right, this slope is negative. So I have negative x. You don't write -1. You write negative x plus b, and my b is -9. What is the domain? X, and I am going to the right. Remember, this is going to the right of -3. Those are numbers that are greater than -3. And that's it. We finish. I think you're going to do a great job.